hope they open the borders soon.
I agree. Duncan Laurence, welcome virtually to Charlotte, North Carolina.
Thank you. Thanks. I can't wait to actually be there and see the place.
I know. I can't wait to see you perform live. I can't wait to go back to live performances. We're all so excited.
Me
looks
too.
like the fall and at the end of the summer, at least here in the Charlotte area, will really open up with some live shows. Well, okay, let's start there. Let's kind of work backwards and then come forward. So, of course, we're playing arcade, loving it.
Mm-hmm. Just give me 1 second because I hear something beeping here constantly, and it's not nice if you have that on your recording. I'm so sorry.
I wonder is it the microwave?
It's the dishwasher.
Oh, your dishwasher beeps to tell you it's done?
Yes, it does. Whenever it's ready, it just beeps, and it's really annoying because it keeps on beeping. But hey, it's helpful, it's useful. So thank dishwasher.
My wife uses the buzzer on the dryer, and I said, "Don't use the buzzer on the dryer. Like the dryer will just run its course, and then we'll get it." You know? And she's like, "Well, no, because I want to get it out. Like the buzzer motivates
as soon as it's done."
It's like a game show around here. The buzzer goes off and everybody runs.
Yay! Mine plays a whole song. Like it goes like. I know the whole song by heart now.
You gotta write something. You gotta write something to it.
Yeah, I should actually. Yeah.
All right, so let's talk. Let's start backwards and we'll circle back to arcade and of course Small Town Boy. But tell us about the last year for you. Have you, because we've talked to different artists and different performers, and it's always interesting to hear how many people were motivated and got into a lot of writing and a lot of recording, and then on the other side, I've talked to some performers who have also taken it as a year off to try and get their thoughts together, and then they're going to discuss what they went through for the past year. Where do you land on that, Duncan?
Well, I get the fact that you would take a year off and just chill for a minute, but with me, it was completely different, of course, because the arcade all of a sudden just took off. So I kind of felt like I wanted to finish the first album. So I did. So I wrote a lot of songs. I produced a lot. I started producing myself even because I thought in lockdown, it's just useful to, kind of produce my own tracks. So I learned a lot. I took a lot of time off to just focus on my laptop and all the programs and recording and stuff. And it was really fun. So that gave me a lot of inspiration because finally I had the chance to not only write songs, but also create the whole realm and world around it. So I felt really inspired, and me and my fiance write almost every song together. And we have a beautiful piano here, and we just kept on writing, kept on developing and evolving the sound. So I'm really looking forward to dive into the studio to record album 2, which is going to be soon. So that's where I'm at. That's what I've been up to.
I love that you and your fiance are writing partners. And as a radio host with not a lot of musical experience, I always find the writing process for you guys interesting. And I'm wondering, you and your fiance, are you obviously you have to be honest with each other about a lyric or about how something sounds, and you can't be offended if somebody said, if your fiance says, "Honey, I think it sounds better this way," or "I don't love that lyric, but you changed it to this."
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's been a process. It's been such a cool way to get to know each other too, and to open up and to talk about those things that you don't really talk about a lot, like previous relationships, things that went wrong, and those type of things, because 9 out of 10 times, of course, my songs are heartfelt songs about love or those kind of themes. So I really thought it was really a nice way to get to know each other even more. And I think we've grown a lot towards each other actually by writing songs together. And it just made me feel really strong because I didn't have to explain myself constantly. I just could say things and they were understood right away. So I could grow as a person and as a writer so much by writing together. So it was really nice.
That's cool. I like that you talked about past relationships and stuff, and you guys are making a little, oh really? Okay, she dated a guy who didn't ever hold the door open for him. Make a note, Duncan, hold the door open for her every single time.
Well, most of the times it's just like, I also just, we have shared friends, of course. So there are a lot of stories. It's even like stories about friends, stories about family, stories about people or stories that we hear from others. So there's always inspiration in that way. So that's really nice.
In the notes that I was reading about you, small town boy couldn't be more of you. Well, the way you were brought up, it's the story of you, right? Or brought up
Yes.
in a town, and growing up in the Netherlands, and you felt like maybe you were a little bit of an outcast, and not everybody treated you very nice. And here in Charlotte, at the radio station and the radio show I work for, we do something called the Stand Up, Speak Out anti-bullying campaign that we're very big on with our big local school system here, because it has become something that, has grown beyond just the walls of the high school. And now people are getting harassed, fortunately, at home and digitally. And it's just terrible. But maybe you could speak on that a little bit about your experience, what it was like growing up, even though I know it was a negative one, but it really motivated you to make you the Duncan Laurence that you are today.
Yes, it did. Definitely. It's been a rough couple of years. I mean, like, I was 4 and I went to school here in the Netherlands, and that's when the bullying started already. And it didn't end until I was 18 and I went out of high school. So I graduated from high school. So it were long years, but at the same time, I found my safe haven in music. And I think one of the most important things that I've learned from that whole period is that you can create your own happiness, and you can be happy with you should get happy by surrounding yourself with others that are loving you for who you are and are appreciating what you do, even if it's something that is, whatever it is, actually drawing or gardening or just doing whatever, as long as it makes you happy and you can share it, because that sharing part, that's the most important thing, I think. And right now, I am really happy. Actually, it may sound weird, but I'm a bit happy that I got bullied, because it really made me stronger, and it really forced me to dive into my own head and my own thoughts and kind of filter out what I thought was good about me, instead of listening to all that negativity that was constantly there when I was at school. And like you said, also online these days. But I became really strong. I know what I want. I know what I want to tell the world. I know that I want to make music. I know that makes me happy. And right now, all my friends, my family, everyone I know I basically know them because of music. And I'm really happy for that, actually.
What amazing inspirational words. We're going to package that up for sure and let people, because you turned something that was negative into a positive, and I think that's really, really important. What a great message.
Yeah, I tried to, actually.
I don't want to keep you too long. I have a couple more questions, but I know the Euros are on.
Sure.
Are Netherlands in the Euros?
Well, no. Right now, tomorrow they're playing against Austria.
Against Austria. Okay. It's very weird. American women's soccer is so popular here, and yet American men's soccer, we can't get our stuff together. But everybody.
No, I think it's more football, right? Like American football that is more popular.
American football, and then like
and
right
baseball.
now basketball is happening.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Tied up in basketball. But so tell us a little more about Arcade. Tell us a little more about Small Town Boy. What your process was like, and how happy you are when you hear that song on the radio or you play it. And you were mentioning your fiance before on the radio show the other day. We were talking about artists who listen to their own music while they're making love. And I don't know if you'd like to speak about that as well. Do you listen to your own music while you guys are
No, we don't. No. There's actually no music involved. No, it's no. And I never got that question, actually, but no, most of the times we just write songs and we keep it pretty professional, actually, on that side.
You still get a kick performing live on Ellen and doing, like the Today Show.
Oh my God, it was different, of course, because of lockdown, and it was a dream come true. I mean, to see her, Ellen DeGeneres, standing with my album in her hands on American national television, that was just insane. And it's my first album. I mean, what more to wish for? It was crazy, especially because I am from the Netherlands, and it took me a different path to kind of get there. because we don't have a lot of examples here of other artists that have done that. So I kind of had to figure out my own way, and I'm really happy with every step I took, and the team I have, and the guys at Capitol Music, just everyone. Everything is so nice.
Give me an example of somebody I should know from the Netherlands. Another artist.
The Netherlands? Another artist?
Yeah. Because I'm big on like 80s. I love 80s music. I love like the whole new wave pop kind of 80s stuff. And I don't know if I know an artist. I can tell you all of them from Australia, England, you know.
From
Canada.
The Netherlands?
Yeah.
I think new wave 80s, I think that's kind of a difficult one. I think we had a few bands back in those days, in the 80s, that were actually quite big. But right now, if you want to get to know a little more Dutch artists, I mean, we have plenty of them. There are so many, but the difficult thing here is that you can't really break through from the Netherlands. That's such a difficult thing to do. But hey, these days we have internet and we have YouTube and we have all sorts of platforms. So hopefully it will happen more and more. For me, it was Eurovision and TikTok. For others, it might be another way. So I hope to see that more and more. I mean, if you want to check out really cool artists that are upcoming and quite small right now, but that I think are going to be big once they find their platform, Mia Nicolai is someone who is really, really good. So she's great, really poppy, alternative, really cool, and she looks amazing. So check her out.
Awesome. Mia Nicolai. Listen,
yes,
you guys that are watching this right now, you're looking at Duncan Laurence. We're talking about millions of downloads, millions of streams, and obviously play him every morning, a couple times a morning on the Maney Roy and Lorraine Morning Show right here on
Thank you so much for doing that.
But we love it. It's a great song. We enjoy listening to it. We can't wait to hear more off the record. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you. Well, thanks for having me. I mean, there's a lot of new music coming your way soon. I'm going to go into the studio. I can't wait. I'm really excited for that. So hopefully next time I have a second or a new single or a new song for you. And I can't wait to show it.
And let's talk again. And before you do anything, empty the damn dishes from the dishwasher and then get to writing.
I will. Otherwise, it keeps beeping. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Everybody. Thanks a lot. Thanks for coming on with us. We appreciate it.
Yes, thank you. Bye-bye.